Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to happy hour of coaching session. So once again, thanks for everyone joining this session. My name is Ashutosh, and today we have a very interesting speaker. So the topic for today is somewhat different than what we normally have it. It's more about data, it's more about information, it's more about processing that data and information. And for that, we have Jayadevan Balakrishnan, who's from Hyderabad. And yeah, I met Jay a month back exactly for one of the award shows. So he's a recipient of the CIO Next 2023 award, one of the winners in that batch, a three-time National Quality Award winner, and currently playing the role of a Director, Innovation and Technology. So we have a very apt person to talk about what this data information and reporting is all about. I think we all have heard this term, right? Data is the new oil, as they say. So let's hear from Jayadevan. What exactly are his thoughts? What exactly are his viewpoints? Initially, just few ground rules. All of you will be muted in the initial part of the conversation. And over the later part of the conversation, when Jay completes his session, we will be unmuting you for any questions or any responses you have. So over to you, Jay Devan, and yeah, I look forward to hear from you on this topic.
Sure. Thanks, Ashutosh. I'm audible, right?
Yes, yes, perfect. We can hear you.
Perfect. Great. So good evening and good afternoon to all the participants. First of all, Ashutosh, thank you very much for this opportunity. Hope I'll be able to, meet your expectations and make sure that your Friday evening is productive. So guys, yeah. So basically, myself, Jay, okay, like my full name is Jayadevan Balakrishnan, but used to call it as a Jay for a quite long time. So you can call me as Jay. And I'm totally like carrying 26 years of experience in the industry. And my journey was pretty much driving like operational excellence. Then in my current role, I'm driving innovation and technology, wherein the common factor that you see it is data. All the way in my life, I'll looked into like handle the data on the various situations. Okay, so basically, like as Ashutosh rightly said, data is a fuel. Data is a single currency today. We should say that, like, where everybody is speaking. So anywhere, everywhere that you talk, like, anything you speak, like, people say, data, data. However, it's a very, very important and interesting to know is that, like, hey, how effective the collected data and how effective the collected data is utilized in our day-to-day life, whether it's in a personal side or whether it's a business decision, is what very, very important. So mine hardly have like, four slides with a one conclusion slide team. All I'm going to give you about more of like, what my views around on the data part. So hardly like, say like, I'll take around like, 20 minutes. So if you have any questions, as Ashutosh said, like, park it yourself, or like, you can put it on a chat window, then, we can, go into the, question and answer. So start with, basically this is like, of my, the introduct things agenda of like, the topic that, we are going to cover today, but I'll jump into it. You can see my screen, right, where it clearly says, and I'm sure this slide, this picture is enough to tell you that what I'm trying to communicate. Very, very simple, team, very, very simple. The data, consider it as a raw vegetables. And you see that, like, the bunch of vegetables, you have all varieties of the vegetables, all varieties of like, uh, information. That's what, like, the data, like, have multiple things at a different things, sources that comes in. Now this data remains data, which means a raw product unless the information is added. That's what you see it on the right side, whether it's a salt or a pepper or a oil or a garlic or an onion. Unless you don't add information along with the data, the implementation, the usage part that you see, a full plate of meals in the the bottom picture will not come. So this is the whole essence of our next, I would say, the few minutes that we are going to talk on this topic, that you have a plenty of data, there is no scarcity of the data, but that data is raw, or I would say that not uh, in a usable format or a worth to have it, until unless the dimension of what is the need, what is the business need, what is the customer need, what is that I want looking for it, until unless what is my wish list and will list is not added to the data, the end product will not be in a place. Now, this is what we continuously keep doing in the organization, saying that, hey, one side, you keep collecting the data, you keep farming, you keep creating the vegetables. But at the same time, we as part of the, the organization ensures that the other side that continuously look at that, what is that the business reason, what is that the requirement of the customer is added, so that the data gets that value, and at the end of the day the product is in the usable format. Okay, so that's all about the things. So before I go into the main session, I know that don't have a the maximum participants looking for, but yeah, whoever have it, we'll start with this. We'll do a small icebreaking session, team. Then we will get into the topic. Everybody can read this one. So every individual participant, I'm sure that all of you have the option to access the chat window. So people participants can get into the chat window, and what I want you guys to do it is a type one truth that you guys think and one lie. Can you do this exercise? So next, let's take 2 minutes, considering we have a limited participant, so we'll just take 2 minutes. So can I request, I think 4 people can start typing what is a one truth and what is a one lie according to them in the chat window. Ashutosh, I hope everybody has the access to
Yes,
the
yes,
chat
yes.
window, right? Yeah.
Even folks on LinkedIn Live, you can also type in
Oh,
and we can see the
yes.
message.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
I mean,
Okay,
yes, yes,
beautiful.
yes.
So the people who are all participating from the different modes can go ahead and type your question. One truth, one lie. All I'm expecting is one truth, one lie according to you. Can I have the first participant typing it?
So we have one response from Daniel. Life is easy, life is eternal.
Okay. Why I'm not able to see the message? Is there anything that...
You can just click on the chat and it will be visible to you.
Okay, that's what I did it. You see my chat window screen as well on my screen or no?
No, no, no. We can't see your chat window, but it should be visible. But that is the first response we have got.
Okay.
And maybe I will request others to also type in, right?
Right.
And we are, and I'm pretty sure he's not asking any personal information. He's just
No, no, no,
asking,
no.
yeah, it's a general information.
In
Yeah.
fact, I don't need also personal. All I
Yeah.
want to say that Himalayas are on our side, which is a truth. Sun rises west in Japan. So
Yes.
anything. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm not able to see the chat, but yeah, I'll take your help, Ashutosh. Help me out over there.
Sure, sure, sure. Others, if you have typed and if you want to speak, you can unmute and speak. Okay.
Yeah, you can go and
yeah, you can. Oops. Yeah, others can unmute yourself and speak. Yeah, I think we have now people
oh
talking.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now
can you
okay,
see
I
now?
see.
Yeah.
Now I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Please, okay. I'm yet to do my safe lies that I'm trying hard. Okay. I love horror movies. I love okay, yeah, guys. Yeah. Personal is also okay, but yeah, more like general thing. Okay. I see Sriram responding. Thank you, Brijesh. Thank you. And I already I think Ashutosh, I can't see, but I remember you saying that Daniel responded. So three responses, team. So I see like another. If you leave me and Ashutosh, then I think another couple of people.
Do you need to tell like which is the truth or?
No. Just tell like whatever you think is a truth and like whatever is a lie. Like
so Shriram, something like this, Shriram, right? I'm a cigarette smoker. That is, as per me, a truth thing, and I'm an alcoholic. That could be a false one.
False.
This is something personal which
That's a
I'm telling.
personal. Yeah. I'm saying that I'm not going there. Also, I'm saying that
but maybe, yeah, something like this. Antarctica is the hottest planet on this, hottest place in this world, and Himalayas are the coldest planet. Something like that. One truth and one false statement. That's it.
Yeah, no. I wanted people to identify the false statement, or like I just say this is false.
No, this is for you. This is for you.
This is for you. This is for you, and then that goes to the next exercise. Okay. Others, Sriram, Brijesh, apart from that, others who are joined now, I see somebody joined. I'm looking for one truth and one lie according to you. There's no need to shy, or if anybody is wants to speak also, like you can unmute and speak. Brijesh is beautiful, okay. Sunrises in East and Thar is coolest place, okay. Okay. I don't know. I'm sure, guys, like, nothing. This is not a difficult question. Ideally, should be like, the question, the truth and false should be bombarding on the chart window. Truth is always better and lie is sweet. Okay. Okay. Truth is always bitter and lie is sweet. That's good one, Pradeep. Good. Okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, let's move on. Like, there's nothing that this question is associated. I'm the best cook. Truth is I'm the best cook. Lies I'm a great golf player. Okay, good. That's nice. Good. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nitin. Okay, now it's a little bit interesting. Okay, so all the participants, I think, like you heard things. Can you tell, guys, how many users are responded? How many were truth? How many were lies? If anyone can take lead and tell me, like, your answer. How many responded? How many users responded, and how many were truth? How many were lies? Sriram, want to take a lead?
Yeah, actually 4 people responded, including me.
Okay. How
And
many
out
truths?
of that, like 5 truths and 4 lies.
5 truth and 4 lies. Okay, good. So let me ask.
Wait. No. Actually. Yeah. True.
Okay. So according to you, 5, including you, responded. How many truths?
Actually, 6 truths and 5 lies.
6 truths and 5 lies. Okay.
Yep.
So can I ask Pradeep to confirm, is that's the same information that you have? 5 people responded, 6 truths and 5 lies.
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay. Nitin? Okay. So how did you counter, Sriram, your response? I'm an introvert. Actually, I'm an extrovert.
Yes, that's right.
How did you took that? I love horror
No.
movies, maybe truth. I love kung fu movies. Okay, that may be
That's
truth.
the truth. I am an introvert. That is actually not the right. That's a lie.
Okay, so how many truths, how many lies in your
2 truths, 1 lie.
2 truth and 1 lie? Okay, same way, Pradeep, you counted for Sriram, 2 truths and 1 lie.
No, one truth and one false.
Okay.
That's it, guys. That's
So,
it.
so sorry,
So,
sorry for interrupting. Sorry for interrupting. Daniel has given 6 responses, 6 truth, 6 lies. That is a
okay.
response from Daniel.
Why I'm not able to see them? Okay, fine. Okay, so
Sorry.
thanks, Daniel. Six responses. How many truths? How many lies, Ashutosh?
6 truth and 6 lies. Equal number. Yeah, that is what he's saying.
Okay, okay. So, guys, these are all about is what we are doing it. Okay. So, number of users mismatch between Daniel and Pradeep versus Sriram. The count is different. Okay. And yeah. So basically, what's trying to say? Yes, you have a data, right? You have a data. You have the information. All I was asking, simple question, right? It's not a big complicated question. Simple, I'm asking, like, what is the truth? What is a lie? That's it. But if you see, the participants is also not 100%. So which means not all the people have participated. And when all the people, like, say, like, once we got into the results, there's a mismatch of the results. There's a mismatch of the users count. It's not that we are handling a big chunk, right? It's 5 people hardly, or 6 people responded according to Daniel 6, according to Sriram, 5 people. Not a big data, right? But you see this inconsistency, you see this variance. Now, if I ask, okay, Daniel, please, like, type, what is the one takeaway message from your side? But if I ask Brijesh, what is the one takeaway message from this overall exercise, Brijesh? If you're if you can speak. Brijesh, able to hear us?
There's a message from Daniel, no consensus even within a small number of people.
No consistency, yeah.
No consensus.
Oh, no consensus. Okay, no consensus,
Yeah.
even though, okay.
Maybe
Okay.
Brijesh, you can type if you are unable to speak. I understand
Unable
it
to
might
speak,
be
right.
Yeah, you can just type in what you think was Jayadevan's question, Jay's question.
Yeah. Can I talk?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, what I feel, right, like people assume things a lot, right? Like when they ask like one truth and one lie, everybody thought like everybody is going to write only one truth and one lie. So I wrote like actually 2 truths and 1 lie.
Right.
They counted that as a 1. Okay,
One.
I assume this is
Right.
all 1.
Correct.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. So this is what happens, guys. Simple. Okay. It's not something the great difficulty to understand, or it's not a great complexity, but this is what happens in my organization, in my team, myself. Same thing happens to all of the people over here, and same thing happens in our personal life also. Okay, wife will ask to bring tomato. Okay, we don't know what is the the quantity that is required. We bring that one, but after bringing to home, she says that hey, why did you bought 2 kgs? Need only 1 kg. Ah, is it? Okay. Or if we bought only 1 kg, come on, you know that we consume tomato a lot. Why didn't you bring 2 kgs? So happens in all the way. So what's very important, as Brijesh rightly said, there are a lot of assumptions goes in. There are a lot of things happens. No consistency in the data. Then imagine, guys, that when we are running organization, the big organizations, how much of the mess up that might be happening it. Forget about the great things that's happening it, which is absolutely good, things, but the lot of waste that's happening it because of the small gaps. So the very essential message over here is that how effectively, it's not the question of quantity. If you see to here, hardly we are total put together across everything put together also maybe 10 or 12 people. Okay, so we're not a big thing, but even if it's in a small, why this is all things happening? Because there's no clear communication. Okay, if there is anything wrong in my instruction, no, all I'm asking is that one truth, one lie. I made a very clear my instruction. My second step is please create a record of response. then share the result. So it's a 3 simple steps to do this exercise. And trust me, last 13 minutes, we are speaking about this point. So this is what happens in the organization. So now what is the important role, whether you take, today's, industry, we have a lot of buzzwords like a chief data officer, chief information officer, chief technology officer, whatever the title, whatever the designation, whatever the things. What is very, very important is consider data is an asset. Data is a gold. Data is a money that you have it in your pocket. If this is what everybody thinks it, then how do you use your money? How do you use your asset is what also use it data in the same way. So let me give to start with a small the information. So from here, next 3 slides, I'll just share that how on the different topics the data, information, implementation, the raw vegetables, the ingredients that's required with the cutted vegetables, then final cooked food, how currently our situation is all about it. So that if you guys at the end of the session, even though if you take a 1 point out of multiple points that I'm discussing, the session is worthwhile. You guys spending on Friday evening is worthwhile. Okay, let's start with a data, which is what we are calling as an asset, which is raw vegetables according to us. Okay, look at the things today. 120 Zeta data bytes are getting created, whether it's a video, social, gaming, web browsing, messaging, talk, anything. So much. I remember my initial days of my career where I used to hold a pen and paper to collect 20 records is my 8 hours job. Okay, and my manager used to be very happy when I collect 20 records. 20 records I'm talking, and today we are talking about 120 zettabytes and 15 different data formats. Means the source of the files are on 15 different ways. 15 is not a small number, team. Okay, 8 types of data processing and 32 types of data visualization. I still remember 7QC tools studying it where the visualization is hardly of 3 or 4. Today we have 32 different kinds of visualizations. You have so much of data, so much of asset in a different formats. Today you ask anything, it's available. That's the reason we are, Chat GPT, the one of the reason got successful, because the lot of energy, lot of money invested in the last 2 decades in the era of saying big data, collection of the data. That's the reason today the Chat GPT was so successful. If there's no information, from where you give the information, and if you're not stored, so much of information is getting collected, so much of information got collected and will continue getting collections. But now see the box with all only 80% of managers have access to this data, and half of it's what used analysis. That means all our managers will not use the data. Still they'll come and say that, hey Sriram, what's happening today? Okay, 90% of employees rely on others to make decision making. We want somebody else. I'm a team leader, I'm a manager, I have a data, I know that what is the work to do, but I want my supervisor to come and tell me what I have to do it. I know SLAs, the data visualization is clear, that it's showing it as a red, which means already I lost 75% of the time of meeting SLA. I know that ticket has to be given priority, but still I want my supervisor to come, or my customer want to come and say that, hey, can you please handle the ticket and close it out. Reason, we don't want we don't look at that information, we don't look at that visualization. This can be one of the important reasons that you guys have to understand, and that's where, thanks to such kind of a seminars that's happening today, knowledge is also a biggest gap. It is you have a Mercedes car, but you don't know how to drive it. So maybe a lot of us, including me, have this, that we may have so much of information, but we don't know how to use it. Is also another big gap. So it's very, very, very important. 20% of analytics based on initiatives proven successful. Okay, I'm using the data. What's my percentage of the success? Only 20%. That's because only 24% of the organizations drive data as a culture. Rest, still has to go there. And this happens. Executives communicate some initiatives. They don't know why they're communicating it. You ask what is the reason? Because everybody is doing, I'm doing it. Do I need that one? So they don't use the data of their own company and they end up doing it. It is like typically happens in our movie industry. Oh yeah, if you want to be a the star, you have to do some kind of the say a violence movie. But is it really people are interested to see you as a violent guy? Maybe you're a soft guy, but because industry is doing it, you are also doing it, and then you end up losing the fame and losing the money. So the executives are also not the well things, and 30% of only the companies are articulating it well, that what is a data strategy, and 33% of the firms use their data as a trusted. This is another big thing. Now, do I have to believe Daniel who said 6 is a number? Do I have to believe Sriram who said the number is 5? But end of the day, the suspicion arises. The moment the suspicion arises, trust is lost. So that's the situation today, team. So doesn't matter how much of data that you have. 120 zettabytes may not be required at all. You might not be required 15 formats, but whatever the data is available, if you use it effectively, that's where the results comes in. That's where the results, you will see the results of the success. That's where the information comes. The ingredients for the vegetables. You got a vegetables, you are cut, you got a data, you segregated into properly. Now you need a proper ingredients to make it that data as a implementation. I know it's a kind of a usage. Okay, we were talking about the descriptive analytics like way back. Then we started with the diagnostic analytics. Till yesterday, we were talking about predictive analytics. Slowly, now we are getting into the prescriptive analytics. The people who are new around on this analytics in this session, just give you an example. Descriptive statistics is all about analyzing it based upon the historical data, which 90% of the companies does that, including we do most of the time. Yesterday, every Monday, it takes time for me to reach to the office, so I need to leave early because Monday will be traffic. We use that, the descriptive analytics. We use the historical data, okay, to identify how the trends. Diagnostic data, 45% of the data is what used it in terms of asking why did it happen. See guys, you're collecting 100 data points, but you're using only 45 data points for why did it happen, which means you're buying 10 different kinds of vegetables, but for your final output, that is whether it's a curry or a sambar, you're using only 5 vegetables. Rest of the 5 is sitting in the refrigerator or thrown into the dustbin. So the data points that's collected, only 45% of the data points are used it as a why did it happen. This is an advanced analytics to answer the question. We use a technique such as 5Ws. We use techniques such as the decision trees. We use such as a techniques as like a book matrix. So the different techniques are used to do the diagnostic analysis, but with the 45% of the data. Coming with the latest and greatest buzzword, AI ML or AI, artificial intelligence, which is what the predictive. Still 52% of the companies are using this predictive. What is the predictive analytics? Predictive analytics tells you what is the future outcomes. It will tell you today itself what will be the closing points of stock market on, say, 29th of September. Why 29th September? It will even tell you 29th September of 2024. It's about predicting it. this is the way the artificial intelligence being extensively used it to predict what will happen. You guys have seen it, the Chandrayaan, right? Chandrayaan 3. It will land at 608 or 610. So that's the level that the accuracy of that we are going it, where the predictive nerd. Prescriptive, which most of us still have to taste, is what will be action. Till now, you're seeing a data either will tell you based upon the historical data where you have to take a decision, or it will tell you what will happen in the future, which still kind of an assumption. But when we move into the prescriptive analytics, which is what already started, it will tell you what action you have to take also. The tool itself will tell you. So you will get a heart attack in 20 minutes from now. Take it now itself, the echo spring. It will tell. Or it will tell the information. It's already in place, guys. I'm not joking it. It will already, the message will go to the ambulance driver saying that there is a person living in this location who will get heart attack in next 22 minutes. Drive it and be there. So we getting into that, the mode of this analysis. So the vegetables now been cut. We are using a different kind of ingredients to make it the implementation more and more powerful. That's the power of information. And on the right side, if you see the sum of the stats, guys, I don't know how many of you know what is the data center. I'm sure everybody knows what is a cloud, which I'm not touching it. 7.2 million data centers across the world today situated. That means that all the information is available at the data centers are integrated today. And by 2026, guys, get ready. 11.5 million of new jobs going to get created around on this area. While most of the repetitive jobs are going to vanish, but 11.5 million new jobs is going to get added. 69% of the C-suite executives says analytics is essential. And another beauty part going to happen, guys, you don't need to be a programmer very soon. Now itself it's there, but it's going to be very drastic. Right from installation of a smartphone, a villager and an uneducated person can also install all the applications in the smartphone. A person from the commerce background can also build a model on the artificial intelligence, because there are a lot of tools going to come which work based upon the no code or a low code. It's all about plug and play. As long as you know what is required for a business and how to pull the data at the different places, there you go. And finally, what's going to happen? The subject matter experts, what we are calling today, that I'm a subject matter expert on the sales, I'm a subject matter expert on this product, I'm subject matter expert on blah, 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 going to reduce, because the information is going to be available. ChatGPT. Today you ask that, hey, prepare my profile. This is my career. There you go. Your profile is ready. Okay. Then your data is available, things. What's going to be the implementation? The effectiveness of the implementation. Okay. How it will be effective? It's like, your food is ready now. Your curry is ready. Your sambar is ready. What is that? Now it's ready, right? Now you have to go and start using it. Very, very important is now look at everything on the positive side. 35% of the companies still think relevance. Now, the other side of the coin, 65% is a huge opportunity. Still you have it. Today, considering to the yesterday, our decision makings or the impacts are 18 times faster because data is available. Okay, and we know what is going to be the impact. If I travel today, if I leave at 9 o'clock, the way that I does every day, I'm going to stuck in the traffic for 20 minutes. So I'm going to waste my 20 minutes. So instead of that, if I leave 5 minutes before or 10 minutes before, I'll save that 20 minutes. Impact is a big, because I have a decision Now you have seen a lot of Google Maps says that, hey, take this road, okay? Or you have a lot of things to say that, you ordered this food, why don't you order it again? So the impact is you all you have to see what is going to be the impact, which is also you will know that, so that it's why it is so relevant. Very, very important, guys. The information, if it is used effectively, trust me, guys, the value for money will be 20%. 20% of your revenue will have the increase. That's what we are doing it, right? We are today we go and look at the movie review, we look at the rate, then we decide saying that, hey, why should I go to the movie theater? Okay, it will soon get released in the OTT. And we know that, if you go to the movie, how much will be the expenses? And because of the review, you're taking the decision not to go. The end result is you're saving the money, right? Same thing, you're doing it purchasing the car, or you're doing the same thing purchasing on the that textiles, or purchasing of any of the smartphones, anything that you're doing it today. You have so much of the data available with the information. You say that, hey, my budget is say X rupees, I want the smartphone. You have 5 different options available, and with the different the additional features that each of the companies providing is available to you at one place, and then you're taking the decision. Then obviously that increases your value for the money, and your wow factor will go 3.5 times if it is information being effectively utilized. Reason saying that, hey, obviously, right, if you're happy with your impact, you're happy with your relevance, if you're happy with your money savings, obviously you'll say the wow. So if your data with a proper information being used, implemented, then the implementation output will be so effective that you will be at the end of the day happy. You'll be the happy customer as an individual. You've been happy employee, part of the organization. You'll be doing happy services to your customer, who eventually will become happy. So on the right side, again, I'm giving you some statistics, guys, not going into the details, because by now itself, you can read it. But what's very, very important in this to take it is that couple of things. It is the same employees, what we were talking about, worrying about losing their jobs, says today that implementation of artificial intelligence, the 61% of the workers says implementation of AI help them a lot in terms of improving the productivity, help them in terms of using the experience. If any of some 35, 40-year-old guys in this call, you can easily relate, right? When we have to order for any complaints on the credit card 5 years back or 6 years back, if you have to call, we have to wait in a call for a to speak a live agent, then the person will not understand certain things, then he will pass the information. So much of time is to get waste. Today, 1 in every 4 customer service organizations, you have a powerful chatbots. In our organizations, we are the 20,000 plus contracts we have been now made it so simplified that our sales guys, now it's easy for preparing any new contract. So the chatbots are so effective, so generative, using with chat GPT, okay, with the latest versions, with the Azure AI and the Open AI coming it up, so impactful, so powerful that it answers all your questions. How much of the time that you were spending in the past of getting the same information for a credit card details, today that's happening it maybe 80 times faster than that, which we are not realized it because we have the information. And how many of us nowadays is going to any of the stores until unless we want it? So all, if the data, available data is being effectively mixed with the business purpose and used it, then the results is going to be imperent. We saw in the companies, all the stats that you see it on the screen. You also look back yourself, sit back and think, saying that how much of your life every day that you are changing it or you're doing it based upon the things. But always the challenge going back to our ice breaking session is whether your collected data is trustable? First of all, are you collecting the data that is relevant for your business? Okay. Is it the people who are providing the information is providing it according to the required, which means end of the day, it's is it the data is a trust factor? If the data is a trustable, are we including the proper ingredients to that? That means, are we consistent? Are we really connecting to the concern of our business, the available data, and using the appropriate tool, whether it's a descriptive analytics or a predictive analytics or a prescriptive analytics? Are we using the right tool, right technology to make the information effective? Then, very important thing is that, are we using it? Are we consuming it? Because until unless the high quality prepared curry is not been consumed, it's a waste. So are we consuming it? The information is what very important. So this is not a one-person job in the organization. Trust me, guys, this is not the job of chief information officer or a chief data officer or a few experts. This is a job for every individual in the organization, that if everybody takes it to the mind and the heart, that every data point collected is an asset. So with that saying, I just summarize that, okay, how do we do this one, right? How we did it this, right? This is what important. Okay, I gave all the Bhajan things. I'm not going into much onto this one, but this is the way that we are doing it. At least this is what doing it. Guys, request all the people who are on the calls, please don't take any screenshots or photos of this particular image, because it's a completely proprietary of my organization. That's request. Don't do this. I want to share it with you guys only to tell you that how effectively we are using it. You got a data. The data is filtered, okay, with the appropriate ways. Then we get into hypothetical or things. Then we get into the ideas and implementing. So we have the different teams are involved. This we call it, we drive it as a pace where the process, automation, controls, excellence, everybody in a place. The reason I'm sharing to you, just to show you a proof saying that whatever I told till now is not that something we are not doing it. We are doing it this. With this, the model is strictly implemented. Okay. So guys, what's a final takeaway of all my last 40 minutes of talk with you guys? Collect whatever possible. Don't stop, because we need a data, but consume according to your appetite. Compile to the best user technologies, but correlate with the need, because the compile don't need to things. Correlate to your need. Then communicate in detail, communicate everything, don't hide anything, but conclude only that is relevant for your business. So if you guys consider these 3 steps, okay, with the C's: collect but consume, compile but correlate, communicate but conclude, with the significance, then the data will be powerful. Data is an oil. Data will become asset to the organization. With that, thank you, team, for listening. Then now I'll open up for questions. Any comments?
Yeah, thanks, Jeff, for the wonderful session. And yeah, we are now opening up the floor for any questions which are there. Yeah, there's one question from Daniel. You said about stock market prediction. Is it accurate? If so, what is the exact tool used?
So basically, again, the AI being used effectively over there on the stock market. That's what now the stock market brokers are doing it. Now there are many tools available in the market. Now, again, selecting that right tool is what important. Predictive, what today, at least the latest data says that almost all now the stock market brokers are earning a really good money, because the prediction of accuracy is almost all going above 80-85%. So there also the AOC matters. That is nothing but the accuracy of area of curve, where the accuracy matters a lot. But yeah, that's going to be the things. Again, when it comes to the tool, Daniel, there are a lot of tools. Okay, there are a lot of tools. So I'm not going to name it anything around that, because that's will be absolutely on the individual things. You see a lot of stock market tools, but when it comes to the technology of AI ML, using of AI ML of the different models that's available, the prediction of the stock market rate is really good, becoming very accurate day over the day.
Yeah, when we say accuracy is a myth. Actually, 100% accuracy is a myth.
No,
Right, like-
don't take that. Okay, guys. Okay, if it's 100%, then I would say perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so no perfect. Okay, perfection is a journey. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not a
exactly.
destination. So when I say accuracy, it is anything less than 100. It can be 99.999% also.
Yeah, close to accuracy. That's what I right. Like, yeah. It's not
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. So close to perfection. Let's call it close to perfection. Now, the tools that you select is what you will see how close to, which tool is apt and or which tool is close to the perfection. Is the tool that you pick up to, invest your, the money.
True. Agreed. So another takeaway, what I would say, right? Like there are four things from your thing. What I understood, right? Like first, try to understand who we are. Then second one is like try to understand who we are going to communicate. Third one, what they want, and fourth one, what do we have?
Yeah. Only
Right?
the thing is that
So,
I'll just flip your second and third point. What they want, I will first ask.
yes, what they want, yes.
What they want is will be like, because that's where most of the time we are missing. Right.
Yeah,
so
that's again another big thing. Like want
it's a
versus
big
need.
thing. It's a big thing. Like, you might be having it. If anybody having the kids, I'm sure, like, they will know this, especially 10-year-old. The kids just say, hey, I need pizza. Okay.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Pizza. If your question ends there, then trust me, 90% of the time you will disappoint your kids once like pizza at the home. Why? When after pizza at home, kids will start complaining, saying that, no, I didn't ask this one. I asked double cheese. I asked on the cornflare. I don't like spicy. Oh my goodness.
That's exactly the want
Right?
Yep.
Right. Now, all the important thing is that, okay, pizza, what kind of the pizza, which flavor, blah, blah, blah. Take that one. It irritates a little bit. The same exactly the way said, who they want, what they want, why they want. Okay.
Yeah.
It's little bit irritate those questions initial state, but trust me, after 30 minutes after your, the service provider delivers the food, you are the happiest father.
Effective. Yep.
Exactly. So that's where the missing is.
Nice one, Jay. Thank you.
Perfecto. Thanks a lot. Thanks for that question. Any other questions or comments? Yes, astrology. I don't know whether astrology will exist. Astrologers will exist. I don't know, Sriram. Because
see, it is a prediction again.
It's again a prediction, exactly.
Again, as I said, right? Like if it is 100% lie, it would have died down long ago.
Absolutely. Yeah. See, the thing is that again, that's where, right? I don't know how many of you have heard about this DMIT test or a disc profile test, right? What is that? It's all about like, knowing your behavior, knowing your things. And very soon, guys, this is something big thing happening in the biology. This is, shit, what is that? Genetic analytics based upon your genes. Based upon the genes, like, you'll be able to know that, like, what's going to happen. So yes, a lot of those things are happening. It, as you rightly said, yeah, it's like, 100% truth or 100% lie.
No, it is happening. Like then things are already started. Like we want intelligent people's sperms. They're collecting and cloning. That's already started.
Right.
It's happening in the world.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's happening in the world. Yeah, except I only wish that, like, they don't predict, like, when we are going to die. As long as that does not happen, then I think at least, like, we'll be the happiest person. If they say that, hey, tomorrow morning 6:30 you're going to die, then I'm dead. I'm dead now itself. I'm dead now itself. So I only wish that, like, we don't go to that extent, but we don't know. We don't know. With the way
we might go better be ready for it.
But otherwise, like, we may do saying that, hey, we go, we make sure we say, find the place in the burial ground, we select everything. Okay, buy these flowers, call these people, everybody will invite them. So don't know. Yeah, how do we take it is important. But yeah, jokes apart. But yes, like, things are changing fast. Things are like, moving really fast. Because
Agreed, yeah. Yep.
what's
Very true.
thing is like, that it's become very easy. Like, I'll tell you, I think yesterday's night, the incident, after like, this festival seasons are going on. My wife said that, hey, like, oh shit, missed out like to buy the banana. Okay, night 10:30. Earlier, you can imagine, right? If the situation like before Corona, you can imagine that like, oh my God, banana, now all the shops are closed. Now, like, just open your smartphone. In 30 minutes, the banana is at home. So basically, like, the things are happening. It's all on the fingertips. So making which life is comfortable. Good, guys. So if no questions, no comments, Ashutosh, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Jay, for the wonderful session. And I think it was truly enlightenment for me also. I mean, yes, I mean, I also learned, I mean, what are the dynamics related to data, right? And I always tell, right, data is something what speaks at the end of the day. It's not what you and me say. It's the
Right.
data what is telling us, right? That is
Right.
giving the true picture. So really appreciate you being with us. Just as a small token of appreciation, we would like to hand over this certificate to you from our community. And I'm sure
Thank you.
you will. So you can also share your LinkedIn ID. I will also pass on the LinkedIn ID when I give a recording link to my community people. They will see and they might connect with you on that.
Sure.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And yeah, those of you who are on LinkedIn, you can connect with Jay. He's available on that same ID. You can just search Jayadevan Balakrishnan and he will be available for you to connect with him. And if you
Sure,
have
guys.
any further questions. And yeah, once again, thanks to the people who invested their precious time on a Friday evening. So really appreciate Jay, you coming here and
Thank
sharing
you.
your
Pleasure
insights.
mine.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Have a good weekend, team. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
have a great weekend. Bye.
Hey, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Ashutosh.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.